George, I think we're live once again.
We are.
How the heck are you?
I am great.
We're so close to Thanksgiving. Oh my goodness.
2 days away.
You look at what your friends and your patients, your family, everybody's posting on their Facebook and Instagram, all of these holiday things, wanting to get together with family and friends. And here's a fun fact for you.
Tell me.
Do you know if you partake in every little thing that's put on that Thanksgiving table, the gravy, the potatoes, the sweet potatoes, the bread, the stuffing, the pecan pie, the coconut custard pie, the apple pie, the turkey, that's the safest thing to have, and all the trimmings and everything else that goes with it, you know the average meal is about 4,500 calories? Or more, and that's not talking about the alcohol that you're consuming or the chips and the other things you have watching the football or whatever else you're doing.
And also in that, let's talk a little bit about the balance between protein, fat, and carbohydrates in that very meal you just described.
Go for it.
So the carbohydrates, in this case, would be excessive.
Right.
Especially if you're going to partake in a few beverages, whether it's wine or beer, is not the point. And it's going to be high. And you say, well, why is that significant? Well, early on we had talked about sugar being the body's crack. And
it lights you up. It is crack to the brain, isn't it?
It is. And one of the side effects of sugar is brain fog.
Yes.
So you won't be thinking very clearly, even if you're not drinking.
And what happens for the next day or two? You truly are in a fog, aren't you?
Correct, brain fog. And there are supplements, specifically herbs and botanicals that you can take, like ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha, okay.
Which will give you some clarity, but you're going to kind of eat stuff to kind of give you brain fog and then take stuff to kind of get rid of it. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
And you know what? Even if you're doing low carb, let's say you're doing a ketogenic diet or some kind of Atkins or intermittent fasting or whatever it is, and let's say you're just going with the vegetation and the turkey, but you're having those beers instead. If you're doing that, you're no longer using your own fat for energy source. You're using the alcohol. Your body prioritizes getting that alcohol absorbed into your system and using that alcohol as your energy source. So even if you're in a good fat burn and you're trying to get to a healthy weight and you're doing all the other things right, that little bit of alcohol is enough to sabotage you.
It's going to be actually worse than that. I obviously teach nutrition for Target Coding for Marty Kotler, and I also teach rehab for the Rehab Advanced Standing Program, my partner Jerry Simon and I. And basically one of the things we teach for every molecule of fat you burn, you get 36 molecules of energy. Every molecule of lean body mass you burn, you get 9.
Right.
So the most efficient thing to burn would be the fat.
Yep.
And for the carbohydrates and the sugar, you get 2. So it's very inefficient. So all that being said, so you partake, you drink beer, wine, you eat pumpkin pie and apple pie, you're just gouging out on sugar and carbohydrates. And one of the things, besides giving you joint pain, it's going to slow your metabolism down, specifically your resting metabolism.
It's going to set you back
significantly.
If you're already in a good fat burn and you take yourself out of a good fat burn, you're looking at 4 to 5 days to get back to where you would have been if you didn't do it to begin with.
And 3 weeks to recover from it once you get back. So that's a lot to keep in mind.
My good buddy, Dr. A, who is the co-founder of the program that I enjoy guiding clients through, I always take what he says to heart. He says, you know what? Stop challenge and choose. if you decide you're going to put that piece of cake in your mouth, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you actually stop and decide and choose to do, but he says the most satisfaction you're ever going to have is in that first 2 or 3 bites that you stick in your mouth. So if you're going to make that unhealthy choice, just make it a small unhealthy choice.
Do it in moderation.
It'll be a lot better for you than finishing
gorging
an
yourself
entire slice of pie.
Exactly.
So,
and some of the other things you might want to do, we are both big proponents of the Deflame diet and David Seaman.
absolutely.
And one of the ways that I lost 42 pounds was modifying it by eliminating sugar and gluten. So one of the things I'm going to do, and my wife is making a Thanksgiving dinner, but what I'm not going to do, I'm going to eat the turkey, and I'm going to certainly eat the salad she makes.
Right.
But I'm going to stick to my diet, and I'm going to enjoy.
That is your best choice. And don't forget, whatever your dominant hand is, lefty, righty, whatever it is, if there's a bottle of water or a glass of water, hold that in your dominant hand. You'll be less likely to pick at the things around the table, whether it's chips or cookies or crackers or whatever it happens to be.
And I'm not going to eat any of that. And what I'm going to do, taking a page right out of Bob's book and suggestions, is I'm going to drink water, but what I like to do, my wife will buy fresh lemons and fresh limes and cucumber.
Squeeze it in there.
And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it. We have a device to do this. It's so easy, into 4 equal quarters. And I'm going to do that with a lemon, a lime, and I'm going to cut some cucumbers, and we're going to slice it this way. So I'm going to put a quarter of lemon, a quarter of lime, and some cucumber slices in the glass of water that I'm going to drink with my meal. And I'm going to eat a lot of turkey.
In the last week, I posted, for those of you who are on plan, but yet you want to have a healthy version of stuffing, I posted a cauliflower version that tastes pretty darn good. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's perfect because nothing replaces actual breadcrumbs in terms of the stuffing. If that's what your heart's set on, sorry. But I'll tell you what, the cauliflower is a real close second. And by the time you dice in the onions and the mushrooms and the other components of this thing, it tastes pretty darn good.
Another tip I'd like to give people regarding Thanksgiving and the upcoming Christmas meal, my wife always makes a Christmas dinner also.
Yeah.
You should eat to your blood type. So you should look it up, and let's say you're a blood type O, there are certain foods you should not eat.
Right.
And what I'm trying to say is, if you look it up and you figure out based on your blood type what you shouldn't eat, like one of the things I'm B negative that I shouldn't eat would be okra. So I'm absolutely not going to eat okra.
That's not on my hit list anyway.
Not on mine, but there's certain things, like one thing that's good for me to eat would be like green peppers or red peppers. I would absolutely snack on that. Now that is a healthy snack as opposed to eating a piece of pie.
Sure.
So,
and again, if you're on program, things like Brussels sprouts or carrots are, even though they're considered healthy vegetables, they're just too high in sugar content to keep you in a good fat burn. So we really want to stick inside the guidelines if you're in a good fat burn. If you're not, and you're just looking to maintain a healthy weight, then sorry, the answering machine took over here.
yeah, what can we do?
But it is what it is. So what were you saying?
So, anyway, eating that, if you're going to snack, my idea is that, I'm going to have to get this Bob. I hate to do this.
George needs to grab the call, and I guess I'll just step in for the moment. I would say, just summing up, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy the time you have with your loved ones. Make them your priority. The food,
you can just come up.
although it smells good and tastes good, it doesn't have to be the priority. And as long as you have a nice turkey sliced up, obviously the leaner the meat that you choose, the whiter portions
I'm taking off
are going to be a little healthier choice for you. Have some vegetables with it. Maybe have a little cauliflower stuffing if you're really looking to keep the calories down.
I am back.
And while George is back, that's great. But above and beyond, just have fun with your family. Make that your primary choice. Make the food your secondary choice. And remember, if you totally screw it up, we're here to guide you through and get you back to where you would have been if you didn't screw it up to begin with. George?
Once again, getting back to the O blood type and what I was talking about, if you're O positive blood type, like one of the foods you shouldn't eat, is cauliflower. That is bad for somebody that is an O positive blood type. Mm-hmm. And there are certain other things like Brussels sprouts is really bad for somebody that's an O positive blood type. So look up your blood type, eat based on your blood type. Mm-hmm. Do not eat the things that you are not supposed to eat that can have a negative impact upon you. Eat the food that will have a positive impact on you, and eat within moderation and eat healthy. And you could take a page out of my book. I've successfully maintained my weight loss, which I lost 42 pounds.
And you look awesome, by the way.
For 2 3/4 years now.
Yep.
And the way I did it is by following David Seaman's Deflame diet. I don't have any joint pain, and I'm going to practice till I die. And by eliminating sugar and gluten, I rid myself of joint pain and inflammation. And I was just looking at a couple patients' metabolic profiles, mm-hmm. and they were asking me for some nutritional advice.
Right.
And we're coming up into the holiday, and I'm looking at their panels, and I noticed that 2 females, that their blood sugar was 105.
Gotta get it down below 100.
The range should be between 80 and 90,
yep.
And when you get to 100, that's when you develop some concern. But if you're at 105, that should get your attention. And usually sugar will spill maybe at 110, 120, right near somewhere, and that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
And the downfall to all this is that your sugar's not spilling, but it's higher than it should be, but it's within normal limits, but it's going to give you joint pain, slow your metabolism down, you're going to gain weight.
It's going to fuel right into the inflammation.
Exactly. So getting into that, that is the next phase.
Yes.
So when I looked at her C-reactive protein, that was high, so was her sed rate.
Sure.
So she already has inflammation and she has high sugar. So the solution would be to cut out the sugar. No soda, no pie, no apple pie, no sweet yams.
Yeah.
The better thing to do would be to stick to your diet and have a healthy, happy holiday.
And you can survive the holidays. You can thrive through the holidays. You don't need to put on that extra 5 or 10 pounds just to have all that fun time with family. You can certainly enjoy the time with family and friends, and also treat your body the way your body was designed to be treated. And we're happy to help assist you with that.
And the other comment I want to make is about exercise. A lot of people during the holidays, they may be exercising on a regular basis, but they all of a sudden forget to exercise, they give up their exercise. And what I want to say is my opinion, and then you can do whatever you choose, but I think you would be better served if you continue your exercise program, continue going to the gym. If you go 3 times a week, go 3 times a week. Go twice a week, go twice a week. Go 4 times a week, go 4 times a week. But, do your exercise, go to the gym, stick to your diet, mm-hmm. stick to taking your supplements.
Living the habits of health.
And live that healthy lifestyle.
Healthy motion, healthy surroundings, healthy sleep, healthy hydration, healthy eating. Little bite-sized pieces that all adds up, and it really gets you to be able to maintain your weight for 2.5 years. Me going on my 4th Thanksgiving.
And I just want to add in closing that I'm going to stick to my guidelines, mm-hmm. and the one thing I want to state that, once again, in everything is that I've been able to maintain my gains because I had the willpower and I had the fortitude and the desire to maintain my gains. But if you don't have that going for you, you might want to look to somebody to coach you like Bob or myself and
get help.
So
It'll make a huge difference.
Achieve a favorable outcome. And
let's get the 2022 off to a great start. Who doesn't want to feel really good?
And this way here, you won't have to make a New Year's resolution because you'll be already living a lifestyle. So in closing here,
George,
once
always
again,
a pleasure.
It was great.
Have a happy Thanksgiving with your family.
And a happy Christmas and a happy New Year. And I want everybody to have a great day.
Thanksgiving with your family, and reach out to us. We're here and to be continued.
And we'll be back.
Take care, guys.
Have a great day.